So there is no scientific basis to say that COVID children will now have more severe disease. The children have a mild disease globally.
Hello, Namaskar and welcome to Express News with me Deepika, your window to 100 quick and crisp updates. Let's begin. The stalemate in Parliament continued following relentless protests by the opposition over Pegasus snooping, farm laws and other issues. Both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha witnessed repeated adjournments. The Parliament has passed the Airports Economic Regulatory Authority of India Amendment Bill 2021 with the Rajya Sabha approving it today. Amid trend, the Lok Sabha has already passed the bill. The Cabinet approved continuation of centrally sponsored scheme for fast-track special courts for further 2 years till 31st of March 2023. The Cabinet approved continuation of Samagra Shiksha scheme for school education from 1st of April 2021 to 31st of March 2026. The scheme covers 1.16 million schools, over 156 million students and 5.7 million teachers of government and aided schools. A new component added in Samagra Shiksha scheme, under which financial support for State Commission for Protection of Child Rights in the State for Protection of Child Rights and Safety. Under the new Education Policy 2020 and Samagra Shiksha 2.0, formalization of play school is being done. Now the government schools will have play schools. A new dimension of a holistic progress card is added in Samagra Shiksha scheme. Additional sports grants will also be provided to the schools. The Cabinet approves Memorandum of Understanding MOU between Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology and the Delft University of Technology, the Netherlands, for research collaboration. Indigenous Aircraft Carrier Vikrant proceeds for maiden sea trial. The commencement of sea trials is a landmark achievement for the country. A tweet from the Navy spokesperson's handle said, "Proud and historic day for India as the reincarnated Vikrant sails for her maiden sea trials today in the 50th year of her illustrious predecessor's key role in victory in the 1971 war, largest and most complex warship ever to be designed and built in India. Many more will follow," unquote. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh also tweeted to share his thoughts at the proud moment. He said maiden sea sortie of Indigenous Aircraft Carrier Vikrant is a true testimony to our unwavering commitment to Atmanirbharta in defence. President Ramnath Kovind today addressed the officers of the Tri-Forces undergoing training in the Defence Forces Staff College at Wellington near Ooty. Speaking on the occasion, the President said that we are passing through challenging times which is full of changes. He said in these changing times, we have to think of new ways to secure our national interest and ensure our national security. U.S. Army Chief General James McConville, who is on a 3-day visit to India, met Army Chief General Manoj Naravane for talks today. He was received at the South Block lawns by General Naravane and accorded a ceremonial card of honour. The U.S. General also paid his homage at the National War Memorial. This visit by the top general of the U.S. comes as the U.S. troops pull out of Afghanistan. In West Bengal, the flood-like situation may worsen as the Met Department predicts enhanced rainfall over the districts of Karnataka, Bengal in the next 72 hours. Heavy rainfall warning has been issued due to the cyclonic circulation over the North Bay of Bengal and adjoining area. The Regional Meteorological Department in Kolkata sounds orange warning for the districts Havra, Hooghly, East and West Bardhaman, North and South 24 Parganas and East and West Medinipur, while yellow warning has been put on for Kolkata and the western districts of the state. People have also been advised to stay indoors and take shelter in pakka structures during lightning. Incessant heavy rain in northern MP has resulted in serious flood situation in the area. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan is constantly monitoring the situation. NDRF, SDRF, Army and BSF have rescued 5,950 people from 240 villages. Efforts are underway to rescue more people. Air Force helicopters have also started rescue operations. Flood-like situation has emerged due to heavy rain at some places in Kota division of Rajasthan. Life has been badly affected in Kota, Baran, Pundi and Jhalawar districts of the division. More than 100 villages in Baran district have lost their connectivity with the district headquarters. Many villages have become islands. A week after he took over as the new Karnataka Chief Minister, Basavaraj Bommai expanded his cabinet by inducting 29 ministers, while former Deputy CMs Govind M. Karjol and CN Ashwath Narayan were among those who were sworn in as ministers who were in the new cabinet and will not only have a Deputy CM. 3,933,022 recoveries have been recorded so far across the country, out of which over 36,668 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. With this, the recovery rate has currently stands at 97.37%. 42,625 daily new cases in the last 24 hours have been recorded. Less than 50,000 daily new cases have been reported since 38 consecutive days. India's active caseload declines to 4,10,353. Active cases constitute 1.29% of the total cases. Weekly positivity rate continues to remain below 5% and currently stands at 2.36%. Daily positivity rate also stands below 5% and currently stands at 2.31%. A total of 18,47,518 tests were conducted in the last 24 hours across the country. Cumulatively, India has conducted over 47.31 crore tests so far. In Kerala, the state government has decided to impose COVID-19 restrictions based on the number of COVID cases per 1,000 people other than the present test positivity rate method. If more than 10 people per 1,000 population test COVID-19 positive in an area in a week, a triple lockdown will be imposed. The 30-share Sensex on Wednesday advanced 546.41 points to end at a fresh all-time high of 54,369.77. The 50-share Nifty also rallied 122.25 points to end at 16,253. Gold prices on Wednesday rose by 330 rupees on the MCX to end at 48,147 rupees per 10 gram. Silver prices also rose by 246 rupees on the MCX to end at 68,160 rupees per kilogram. The Indian rupee on Wednesday advanced 9 paise to close at 74.19 against US dollar provisionally. Brent crude futures, the global oil benchmark on Wednesday rose 0.01% to USD 72.42 per barrel. The Reserve Bank of India on Wednesday cautioned the general public against fraudsters using the name and logo of Reserve Bank of India, seeking charges and commission or taxes from the public in online transactions of buying and selling old banknotes and coins. Cautioning the general public, the RBI said the central bank does not deal in such matters and never seeks charges or commissions of any sort. To provide easy access to investors to participate in public and rights issues by using various payment avenues, market regulator SEBI on Tuesday allowed payment banks to carry out the activities of investment bankers. As per the order, non-scheduled payment banks which have prior approval from the Reserve Bank of India will be eligible to act as a banker to an issuant, SEBI said in a circular. The world continues to battle against COVID-19. So far, over 20 crore people have contracted the coronavirus. On the other hand, recoveries have surpassed 18 crore. Over 42.59 lakh people have lost their lives to the virus globally. In past few days in the US, COVID cases have been on a swift increase. The country remains worst affected by the pandemic, with 3.60 crore people infected by the COVID-19 so far. Over 6.30 lakh deaths due to the virus have been reported in the country. Japan has seen a sharp increase in coronavirus cases. Tokyo, which had a record high of 4,058 new infections on Saturday, had another 3,709 new cases on Tuesday. Japan on Monday expanded its state of emergency to include 3 prefectures near Tokyo and the western prefecture of Osaka. An existing emergency in Tokyo and Okinawa is now set to last through 31st of August. The Olympics will be held until 8th of August. With Australia seeing a surge in COVID-19 cases, the Qantas Airways is temporarily idling about 2,500 employees without pay for at least 2 months in a bid to cope with fresh COVID-19 restrictions in Australia, slashing domestic travel demand. South Korea has been battling its largest wave of infection so far, though vaccinations among vulnerable populations and key workers have limited serious cases. As of yesterday, 1,725 cases were reported in Korea. That is 28th straight day of cases in 4 digits. Iranian-backed forces are believed to have seized an oil tanker in the Gulf off the coast of the United Arab Emirates. A shipping tracker showed the oil tanker not moving in the Gulf of Oman on Tuesday. The US Fish and Wildlife Service has announced a proposal to list the emperor penguin as threatened under the Endangered Species Act. Climate change, specifically melting sea ice, is the primary threat to the species. Belarusian sprinter Kristina Simanovskaya left Tokyo for Austria on Wednesday, adding another dramatic twist to a diplomatic saga. The 24-year-old, who had sought refuge at the Polish embassy in Tokyo, had been expected to take a flight direct to Warsaw, but switched at the last minute to Vienna. Simanovskaya had been due to compete in the women's 200-meter heats on Monday, but Belarusian head coach asked her to leave after she had criticized team officials. In Mali, at least 41 people were killed when a truck carrying goods and market workers collided with a passenger bus in South Central region. The incident occurred when truck drivers lost control after a tire burst and the vehicle swerved into the path of the bus. In Afghanistan, powerful blasts followed by sporadic gunfire hit capital Kabul on Tuesday evening near the city's heavily fortified green zone, an area home to government buildings and foreign embassies. The target of the first blast was the acting defence minister's home and the adjoining residence of a member of parliament. Less than 2 hours after the first blast, another loud blast followed by rapid gunfire again shook Kabul. The attack was not immediately claimed by any terrorist organisation. Heavy clashes are taking place between Afghanistan forces and the Taliban in several Afghan cities following the withdrawal of US and NATO forces from the country. The UN mission in Afghanistan on Tuesday called for an immediate end to fighting in urban areas, saying that civilians are bearing the brunt of the violence. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Afghan President Ashraf Ghani has condemned the ongoing attacks by the Taliban and pledged to remain in close contact going forward. The UN Security Council has condemned in the strongest terms the deplorable attack against the UN compound in Herat, Afghanistan on 30th of July, which resulted in the death of an Afghan security forces guard and several injured. Europe is grappling with a summer of extreme weather, from heavy flooding in the north to the severe heat waves and fires that have engulfed several areas in the Mediterranean region. The heat wave and an accompanying drought have fueled several wildfires in Greece and other parts of southern Europe, including Croatia, Italy and Turkey. In Turkey, firefighters were battling wildfires along the country's southern coast that forced tens of thousands fled from their homes. The fires were encroaching on residential areas and threatened a power plant. 11 fires were still blazing, fanned by strong winds, temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius and low humidity. Firefighters using planes and helicopters and locals with buckets of water battled wildfires raging in Turkey for a seventh day on Tuesday. 2 firefighting planes from Spain and 1 from Croatia also joined teams from Russia, Iran, Ukraine and Azerbaijan to battle blazes after Turkey requested European support. The fires in Turkey led to the evacuation of thousands from seaside resorts and villages. Holidaymakers in Aegean coastal town of Bodrum were forced to evacuate their summer homes as raging wildfire engulfed their holiday resort. In Israel, firefighters are working to put out a large fire which is spreading across the Jerusalem neighborhood of Givat Shaul near Har Nof, which started on Tuesday evening. Increased fire activity on Tuesday from California's largest wildfire has forced evacuations for many communities located to the north and east of Lake Almanor in Plumer County. As of now, the Dixie fire has already burned over 253,000 acres and has been contained 35%. A police officer was killed and several other people were injured in an attack outside the Pentagon on Tuesday, forcing the building to go briefly into lockdown. The lockdown was later lifted and the building reopened a short while later, according to the Pentagon Force Protection Agency. The water of Bolivia's Lake Poopó once lapped the shores of the island of Isla de Panza. Now locals can just walk across the cracked earth of its lake bed to nearby indigenous communities, once separated by what was once Bolivia's second largest lake. Scientists say the one-time lake which sprawls across Bolivia's sun-drenched high-altitude altiplano has fallen victim to decades of diversion for regional irrigation needs, but an increasingly warm, dry climate has made its recovery increasingly unlikely. In South Korea, sweltering heat wave is the cause of trouble for many. The heat wave is bothering the South Korean health workers manning COVID-19 testing centers the most. Amid this, the government-funded recovery buses are providing relief to them. The buses are equipped with new ways to cool off and rest. The buses contain air conditioning, cold water and snacks. These medical workers, often wearing heat-trapping protective clothing, are now able to enjoy their breaks at the buses set up outdoors in places such as parking lots near coronavirus testing centers. Olympic ring crop circles are amusing people as part of a living puzzle in Germany's Bavaria. A cornfield in southern Germany annually throws caution to the wind, inviting visitors to make their way through all manner of theme mazes. Open until October, the maze is attracting a fair share of visitors, some of whom breathe a sigh of relief they finally found the exit. Olympic champions are inspiring many around the world, but at surfing, gold medalist Italo Ferreira's hometown, Baia Formosa, the enthusiasm of youngsters is unmatched. Young surfers of Baia Formosa are taking to the sea, challenging huge waves and surfing around. The United States is returning more than 17,000 ancient artifacts looted and smuggled out of Iraq after the US invasion in 2003, including a 3,500-year-old clay tablet bearing part of the epic Gilgamesh Iraq set. The US authorities working to recover the artifacts recently reached an agreement with Baghdad to return items seized from dealers and museums in the United States, the Iraqi Culture and Foreign Ministry said. In Vietnam, the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism has directed all theatres under it to perform online. This unprecedented program will keep audiences entertained during strict social distancing while also conveying the artist's love for art. 5 theatres have brought audiences special performances including music, circus and sheer singing in the first live show themed Burning Up. The show conveys artists' love for art and their desire to contribute and spread love in the days of social distancing. While social distancing measures are in place across the Vietnam, many individuals and charity groups are providing financial and material support to poor and disadvantaged people. A number of programs have been carried out to support people in need, such as free rice ATMs and zero-dong supermarkets. In country's Nha Trang province, local farmers have recently been giving their fruits and vegetables for free to support people in blocked areas who are not allowed to leave their homes due to COVID-19 lockdown restrictions. A giant panda gave birth to a pigeon pair of cubs at a breeding base in northwest China's Shaanxi province. The term pigeon pair refers to a set of twin animals that are constituted of one male and one female. The two cubs were born on Saturday afternoon. The male cub weighed in at 110 grams and its twin sister weighed in at 137 grams at the Shaanxi Rare Wild Animals Rescue and Breeding Research Center. Indian wrestler Ravi Daya defeated Nurisalam Sanayev of Kazakhstan in the semi-finals of the men's freestyle 57 kg weight category wrestling and assured the country of at least a silver medal by qualifying for the finals. Indian wrestler Deepak Punia lost his 86 kg category semi-final at Tokyo Olympics to United States' David Morris Taylor III and will now fight for a bronze medal. Boxer Lavlina Borgohain could not repeat her performance of the quarterfinals to lose out in the last 4 match to Bosna Sominali of Turkey. However, Lavlina believes it is the prayers and wishes of the 130 crore Indians that she has won the Olympic bronze medal and dedicates her medal to the country. Indian women's hockey team lost 2-1 to Argentina in semi-finals. Gurjeet Kaur scores the lone goal for India. In a tweet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds both Indian hockey men and women's team and said it is the stupendous performance by our hockey teams and them for their next matches. India is currently live in action against England in the first test of the 5-match series of 4th of August at Trent Bridge in Nottingham. Two-time Olympic medal winner PV Sindhu reached her home city with her coach. Sindhu receives warm welcome at her home city. India's javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra qualified for the men's javelin throw final in his first attempt itself as he went past the qualification mark of 83.50 meter easily. Chopra registered a throw of 86.65 meters. And in Group B, javelin thrower Shivpal Singh failed to qualify for the men's final after an underwhelming show in the qualification round. Actor Jaideep Ahlawat and Mohammad Zishan Ayub will be seen sharing screen space in the Indian remake of the popular British mystery drama series Guilt. Bollywood actor Arjun Kapoor, known for his quirky online post, has come up with a new digital show called Bug Bug with Baba. The show will stream his candid conversations with industry veterans and experts. Veteran Bollywood actor Jitendra is all set to play a cameo in the second season of the web series Apharan. The series is being produced by his daughter Ekta Kapoor. After a long wait, the action-packed trailer of superstar Akshay Kumar's upcoming spy drama Bell Bottom has been unveiled. The release date of Lord of the Rings is out. The most awaited TV fantasy series will premiere on Amazon Prime Video on 2nd of September 2022. Sony Pictures Entertainment has released the second highly anticipated trailer of their most awaited film Venom, Let There Be Carnage. The film stars Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson. Ahead of the Money Heist Season 5 release on Netflix, the first official trailer for the upcoming season has been released. The film is all set to amaze fans with intense action. Kerry Washington is all set to produce and play the lead in film adaptation of Tiana Cardwell's memoir Rock Away. Washington will play a Manhattan journalist who discovers the power of surfing. It is a story about self-discovery in eclectic Rockaway Beach. British distributor ILY Films has bought UK rights to Supercell, a Twister-style disaster movie about storm chasers starring Alec Baldwin. The feature is currently in post and set to release in the year 2022. And lastly, US firms Blackstone and Hudson Pacific Properties said they plan to create a major film anticipated to cost $1 billion TV and digital production complex in Broxbourne, north of London, in the first overseas expansion of their Sunset Studios platform. Well, that's all for now, but news continues here on DD India. Keep watching. Namaskar.